Hi, my name is Fadili Abdurrahman, and the topic I will be speaking about today is the effect of NAPLAN on students. Why this issue? NAPLAN is a significantly important issue as students in Year 3, 5, 7, and 9 are feeling under pressure due to this repeated, irrelevant system that must test students' skills in literacy and numeracy. This issue is worth addressing as Sydney Morning Herald states the results are giving parents a good indication of their child's achievements. Although this can be a good and bad thing, it makes learning difficult for students who are under pressure and worrying about their grades. This is why NAPLAN is perceived as an issue due to the effects it has on students and teachers. In relation to ethics, teachers should be given the same access to a good education for all students. Furthermore, teachers should be using their ethical eyes in order to see the situation from a different perspective, such as doing what is right and fair for these students undertaking the exam. Will this be beneficial for the future? In May 2013, the Sydney Morning Herald reported that the education system is failing children, as teachers in New South Wales have no control over the system, that they are not able to go through the results and confirm each student's difficulties. Therefore, NAPLAN is an irrelevant system that has caused and will continue to cause over the future an unhealthy and stressful problem for students. In May 2014, TheConversation.com reported that majority of the students disliked NAPLAN and were unsure of its purpose. Many students have reported that the test should be scrapped due to causing students from having stomach aches, migraines, nail biting, and sweating. Basically, NAPLAN testing causes more harm than good for these young students, unaware of why they are forced to do this test. Teachers in New South Wales also state that there have been no improvement in this national testing, therefore it is only causing negative consequences to these students' learning. The article Inappropriate Uses of NAPLAN Results states that students' achievements should not be narrowly confined to literacy and numeracy, because achievement should also be focusing on students' creativity, critical thinking, compassion, resilience, behaviors, skills, and strategies. These are all, however, not assessed with NAPLAN, which creates an issue between the teachers and students, because teachers are not able to understand students' abilities other than literacy and numeracy. Therefore, this will not be beneficial for the future. What changes to policies will be required? Anne Susskind states that students in Year 9 are required to reach a Band 8 or above, or face the risk of resitting the test before they are eligible for HSC. This creates inequality for students in schools, particularly Indigenous students and also students with learning disabilities, who find it a challenge to keep up with grades. Policy changes for NAPLAN have been decreasing the frustration of students by shifting NAPLAN to an online test. This would then be delivered over a longer period, which would give students more time to focus without the struggles of worrying under pressure. The benefit of an online NAPLAN system would allow a more faster and useful feedback for teachers, students, and schools that would create a more comprehensive report to parents. NAPLAN is perceived through the process of social transformation, as it does not change or perhaps transform students in a positive way. In fact, NAPLAN should support ethical practices to allow a professional ethical approach towards teaching. How can we approach this issue? Allow students and parents to have a voice in this issue and raise awareness as to how the educational system makes them feel and what could be done to prevent this issue. Make adjustments to make the test less challenging. Understand that all students have different and unique skills and abilities, so when students are seen struggling, they create learning activities to help boost their knowledge while also making learning more fun and easy to memorize. Include accessible language for students who come from different cultures and backgrounds, so they are able to read and understand the questions to the test, which would lower the levels of stress. Allow more time to teach reading, writing, and spelling for preparation of the exam. This is very important for students to help them practice and have a positive impact on their attitudes to learning. What are the educational future possibilities? The article Global Future Intelligence students reported that by 2030, the school curriculum would be more advanced by producing national programs to improve students' intelligence. Schools will also be using new technologies that will be given to ethical considerations. These factors may rise the educational policies by reinforcing alternative educational systems and increase students' understanding of NAPLAN or any other national test given to them. With NAPLAN tests moving to online starting 2019, this new format would allow students to work on their tests online and experiment with timing. Students don't have to take the test at once, which would reduce their stress levels. By doing the test online through technology, the questions will give an understanding of the curriculum so they know which is the most suitable answer. In this slide, I will present to you the effects NAPLAN has on young students, particularly students in Years 3 and 5. The reason to saying this is because these young students are unaware of NAPLAN and the causes it creates. The article Inappropriate Uses of NAPLAN Results refers to NAPLAN as a limited assessment system that causes severe pressure to students who must undergo this national test. Margaret Rue and David Hornsby state that what is being assessed should be in comparison to what is being taught. However, some schools in New South Wales have not yet adapted the learning of English, which further creates this systematic issue as some states will take years to adapt a new curriculum that must be assessing these students for their tests. Therefore, the issue discussed here is that NAPLAN must truly match what is being taught in classrooms without implementing a new and unknown curriculum. This article also makes reference to the NAPLAN test, stating that this national test is not a diagnostic test. In saying that, NAPLAN tests students' achievements in both literacy and numeracy. However, it does not provide sufficient diagnostic information to identify areas of weaknesses or strength that supports classroom learning. Therefore, NAPLAN is referred to a useless system that does not help improve students' weaknesses or strengths.